Sprint Cup Series Sunoco Rookie of the Year, and that's Brett Moffitt. Congratulations, Brett. Brett drives the number 34 Freight Auctions Ford. And Brett, just talk about this season in the Sprint Cup Series. Talk to you out on pit road. You had some impressive starts early in the season, actually, with MWR.
Yeah,
remember that race in Atlanta? You ran pretty good.
Yeah, Atlanta was definitely the highlight of my year. Going into 2015, that was the one race I had on my schedule with Michael Waltrip Racing. And, they gave me the opportunity. Michael, the folks at Aaron's, and Rob Kaufman believed in me enough to fill in for Brian that race, and to go out there and finish 8th place was huge. At the time, I didn't even know what I was doing behind the wheel of a race car, it seemed like. So throughout the season, front row's giving me a good home, and it's a great place to be, and thankful for this opportunity and being able to bring home the Rookie of the Year title. But, like you said, Atlanta was a great start to the year, and still not sure what I'm doing next year, so hopefully we can get something lined up for that as well.
Questions for our Sunoco Rookie of the Year. Take one right here in the middle, and then we got Kenny.
JoelRaconteRacingExperts.com. You said, Brett, that you're not sure on your plans next year. You have any plans for the Xfinity Series next year?
No, right now my slate is empty. So, we're working hard, but it's hard to secure the funding to be able to run in any of the top 3 series. So, if anything would come forward, I'd be more than willing to work with any series, whether it's truck, Xfinity, or another Cup ride. So,
we'll take a question from Kenny Bruce.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR.com. When you had your Atlanta finish, did you think, man, this isn't as tough as I thought it was going to be?
No, it was every bit as tough as I thought it'd be. Things really went our way that race. Billy Scott, the crew chief, really called an amazing race, and our guys on pit road got us out just in time to stay on lead lap and catch a couple cautions just right. So when we got down to the end of the race, it was actually a great situation for me where there was 12 cars on the lead lap with, I think we had 15 or however many to go on that last restart. And so in my mind, it was great because I took all the pressure off myself and said, well, the worst you can finish as long as you don't wreck is 12th. So for me, that was a great stress reliever, and we went out there and had a really good restart at the end. And, it was really fun being able to battle those guys. Obviously, I'd like to be up here because I was in Martin's position or Kyle's position, but hopefully if we can get in some competitive equipment, and one day we'll be running for titles.
How tough was it after that finish to go through the rest of the season and think, okay, I know we can do it. I know I can do it.
It's hard, but as a rookie, being with Front Row Motorsports was a really good home also. So I learned a lot throughout the year. Getting to race with 43 of the best drivers in the world is a learning curve, especially I have very limited Xfinity and truck experience. So a lot of these tracks were the first time for me. So just being able to get on the racetrack, being around them, trying to learn from them, it's added up to a lot.
We'll take a couple more questions. We'll take one from Dominic, and then we'll finish over here to the right. Actually, 3 more. We've got Dominic, Dwight, and we'll finish with Kelly. Go ahead.
Dominic Cottigo on the RacingExperts.com. Had someone told you a year ago at this time that you'd be Rookie of the Year in 2015, what would you have told them?
I wouldn't have believed them, that's for sure. I'm surrounded by a lot of optimistic people, but I'm kind of a realist. So when I was sitting on my couch, last December, October area, I had no clue what I was going to do. I'd raced the East Series for 5 years and had one Xfinity start that went well, and I thought that was going to take off to something, and it just didn't. And I really can't thank the folks at Michael Waltrip Racing enough, Ty Norris and Michael, for employing me and giving me the opportunity to at least test Cup cars, which is what I was doing, and that led to more opportunities. And without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Let's take another question to Dwight.
Dwight Drum, Racetag.com. Yeah, Brad, as far as being a young guy amongst some other young guys up there, talk a little about what's been the biggest challenge for you and what you've learned the most from the other young guys that you race.
Us young guys, we give it 110% all the time. So, growing up, you always hear, they just need to calm down a little bit, and they would be really successful. And I'm sure I'm still not calm enough. But I feel like throughout the year, I've kind of learned when to push things and when not to. And racing around other young guys, you can kind of pressure them into making mistakes. And I know I can be pressured into making mistakes as well, especially when, a Kevin Harvick or Jimmy Johnson is right behind you. So, just relaxing in the car, knowing what your car will take, and just having patience is really the biggest thing. So that was a big learning curve for me, and I felt like that was one thing by the end of the year I really managed to do a lot better.
We'll go with Kelly, and then we'll finish with a question from the press box. Go ahead.
Kelly Crandall from PopularSpeed.com. Brett, you didn't get registered for Rookie of the Year until I believe around Fontana, and at that point, with how you'd already been back and forth in different rides, did you even think about being registered or being Rookie of the Year? Did you look that far ahead and even really care at that point?
Yeah, it was we kind of got pressured into it in a way. I mean, it's a great reason, but having one race on my schedule, I didn't sign up for it. So my 8th place in Atlanta didn't count, and then my next few races from Michael Waltrip Racing didn't count towards the Rookie of the Year. But once we reached the point where I knew I was going to do at least 7 races and wouldn't be eligible in 2016 to run for Rookie of the Year, at that point we said, why not sign up for it and hope things work out, and they did. And that's really where Bob and everyone at Front Row Motorsports, kind of made this happen, and they stuck their neck out on the line and hired a rookie, and it paid off.
Final question from the press box for Brett. Go ahead. Go ahead, press box.
Brett, you talked about your best opportunity, your best moment with Michael Waltrip Racing. What was your best moment with Front Row Motorsports this season?
There were a lot of them. The biggest thing for me was getting to all these racetracks. I never ran a super speedway until Daytona in July, and in Front Row, it's taking a risk, taking a rookie who's never ran a super speedway in anything to a cup start there. So that was a really big learning curve for me. I gained a lot of self-confidence running well there, finished the race. That was our goal, and but I really can't pinpoint one thing. We had points where we had really strong cars. We had points where we struggled, and I think overall as a driver, it'll make me a more well-rounded driver, facing adversity and trying to get our race cars better and build the team.
Well, Brett Moffitt, congratulations on the 2015 Sunoco Rookie of the Year in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. We wish you all the best moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you.